and my fault. It's 100% my fault. I should have known the specific law instead of going from what I heard on the radio. I should have, I should have researched it more. Hey there, Coach Devin here. Yesterday, at 360 Fit, we had the police show up. That happened. We had a complaint called in about one of our outdoor classes, and apparently we weren't following the rules the way they were supposed to be followed. I didn't realize that. It was a mistake. We weren't fined. No one got fined, which is fortunate. The police officer in question was super pleasant, very helpful with the situation, explained where we had gone wrong. But I wanted to make a video on it just so I could basically give the background information, because what has happened is I've got a ton of texts and emails and comments and questions, and there's a ton of misinformation out there right now. A lot of people are saying, oh, I heard you guys got all fined. I heard you're closed, things like that. So this is the true story. This is what really happened. Before we get going, click the like and subscribe down below. Please share this with your friends. Most of the reasons I make these videos is to be informative about health and fitness. I've been into this industry for a long time. I don't like to call myself a leader in the fitness industry because I don't really consider myself that, but I have been doing it for a long time. 27 years I've been a trainer, and I own a gym for 11, almost. All right, so yesterday we're having outdoor classes, as is allowed in Nova Scotia. We're up to what I thought was up to 5 people in a class. The statute pretty clearly, when I listened on the radio to Dr. Strang and the Premier talk about it, they said up to 5 people in a class. And in my mind, I thought, okay, 5 people in class and a trainer, that's what we're allowed to do. I should have 100% read the law. I didn't do that. That's 100% on me. So yesterday we had a call and someone complained. Actually, the person that complained, who I'm not going to name here because I don't believe in public shaming of people. I hate actually the whole public shaming on the internet thing. I think it's not helpful. I think it's stupid in reality. I mean, it's like publicly branding somebody with like the scarlet letter. To me, that's not my thing. So we had another gym owner, and that's as much information as I'm going to give, call and complain that our class was too big. So the police show up. I personally wasn't there. Logan was there. He was dealt with the police, and the police came in and said basically, we could fine you $12,000, $2,000 per person who's in this class because you have 5 instead of 4. And obviously the police then called me and said, hey, this is the deal. And I said, shoot, I'm really sorry. That's completely a mistake on my part and my fault. It's 100% my fault. I should have known the specific law instead of going from what I heard on the radio. I should have researched it more. My fault. A lot of gyms in HRM are doing 5 with a trainer. I made a point to reach out to the owners that I know and post on our Gym Association Facebook page that, hey, listen, it's for a trainer. The other thing that's interesting about this that I am a little bit confused with is the police officer told me basically you're allowed 4 with a trainer on any one address location. So we have a lot of parking lots around us. We have a huge building, and a lot of other businesses work out of our building. So the parking lots actually go all the way around the building. The building is, I think there's 18 other businesses that work out of our building. So we have a fair amount of space in the parking lots. And what I had assumed, okay, you can have a class going on here as long as you have physical distancing. You can have a personal training session happening over here. Say 50, 100, 200 feet away, that would be okay. From the law that I read this morning, that looks like it's okay, but according to the police officer that I spoke to, that is not okay. So at 360 Fit, we're going to do our very best to make sure that we continue to follow the rules as the police have stated them, because the last thing I want is one of our clients to get a fine because we're following the law as it's written, but it's being policed in a different manner. And I think that is the smart and healthy thing to do, is that we go out there and we follow the rules the way the police are telling us to follow the rules. Whether or not I disagree. I mean, the police officer said to me, you could have a class here in front of the building. If there's a class on the other side of the building, say 500 feet away, it's still the same address and we are going to find both classes. I don't consider that useful. I think it's pointless. I think it goes against the whole point of this whole thing. I mean, really, I should be able to run 10 classes, provided that they're distanced appropriately. There shouldn't be an issue. But that's not what the police are telling me, so I'm not going to go against them. I'm a big believer in doing what the police say we should do. I think that's probably safest. It's the smartest. And the last thing I want to do is have somebody get hit with a $2,000 fine because of a decision I made saying, I believe this. Well, whether or not I believe it is fine, but nobody needs a $2,000 fine for that. So that is, in a nutshell, what happened with us. Again, the reason I'm making this video is because I didn't want to have a whole ton of misinformation out there. I didn't want people out there saying, hey, you know, you guys got fined, which I heard this morning. I heard you guys all got fined. I heard you're closed because of that, and the government has forced you to close. I've heard a bunch of crazy different stuff, and it's amazing how things snowball and blow up over time. It really is, and that's why this is the 411 about what actually happened. I want to set the record straight and take responsibility for the fact that I made a mistake. I screwed up. I didn't realize because I only listened. I didn't read the law in question that it's my fault. Like, I mean, we shouldn't have had the issue in the first place. The other gym owners shouldn't have had to call to say, hey, listen, these guys are breaking the rules. Whether or not I disagree with other owners complaining, rather than just coming to me, because the person in question is someone I know pretty well, I would have said that that would be a better way to do it. But you know what? They chose to call the police and go in that route. And again, like I said, I'm not going to name that person because I don't believe in it. I think we'll try to make. I would not do it that way. I just think that it's kind of a dick thing to do. But you know what? People make different decisions, and right now a lot of people are scared. A lot of people want to have an opportunity to wave their finger and scream and holler. That's what's going on a lot. We have a lot of, pitting neighbor against neighbor nowadays going on. Let's all get each other. And again, I don't think it's helpful now if somebody's breaking the law wildly. And I'm sure somebody will say to me, Devin, you're saying that house parties are okay. Not saying that house parties are okay. If someone is breaking the law by mistake, then you know what? Education is always the best plan, which is what the RCMP said to me at the time. So that is the 411 on the whole thing. That's what happened at 360 Fit. We are not closed. We were not fined. And I was wrong. And we're going to try to make the best of this and do the best things we possibly can do going forward in the future. Hope everybody has yourself an amazing day. Stay safe out there. Don't fight the awesome.